Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you ever failed an online interview or you want to make sure it never happens, please stick around. The thing is that online interview has a few major differences from face-to-face interview, and you need to know them to nail online interview. You will definitely face multiple online interviews if you're looking for a job abroad, but after all the COVID situation, even local companies, while hiring, prefer now to have a quick online chat first and then only schedule actual meeting to do a more thorough interview. At the interview, there are a lot of aspects that you cannot influence, such as how many candidates applied, or whether they are more qualified than you, or even whether HR manager woke up in a good mood today. But there are a few things that you actually can control, and you have to absolutely concentrate on those, with online interviews specifically. So first thing you need to take care of is connection. Imagine you are interviewing a candidate and you have to repeat your questions again and again and again because candidate just does not understand you, he cannot hear you, the connection is breaking, and it gives you zero chance to actually evaluate the candidate. So your job is to make sure that HR can hear you clearly and does not have to put in any effort to understand what you're saying. As you know, I run a recruitment company, so I've been to hundreds, maybe even thousands of interviews throughout the last 7 years. I really can tell that it is, first of all, very annoying. You just cannot communicate this way, and secondly, it's absolutely pointless. From my experience, a lot of employers don't tend to reschedule those kind of interviews. If you are not a super duper candidate that they are absolutely psyched to talk to, they most likely will just skip your profile altogether if it's just a line position. So before interview, you absolutely need to make sure that your connection is perfect, that you have a steady signal, and if not, try to go to any place where there is a good connection, because this is crucial for your interview. While we are on the technical side, I also want to mention that before interview, make sure you know what kind of app they're gonna use. So it's gonna be Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Meets. Go and check out this app, because another annoying thing that I see happening a lot during the interviews is that candidates do not know how to use the app. They don't know how to connect, they don't know how to turn on their microphone, their camera. Out of like 20-30 minutes of interview, 10 minutes we spend on trying to, establish the connection. Again, this is giving a messy vibe to HR manager. It means that you're not prepared, which also says something about yourself. So try out the app, call your friend, make a test run, get familiar with the application. Okay, second thing that you need to pay attention to is the overall image. Here we have 3 subsections. First is light, second is your background, and third is actually you. Why it matters? It is the same as your CV, as your any first impression. Visual picture matters. Maybe it shouldn't, maybe we want it wouldn't, but it does, and you have to make sure that yours look good and professional. As for light, there is only one rule that you have to remember. The light source has to be in front of you, like this. You see, right now I have 2 lamps that are shining at my face, but it could be a window or any other lamp or any light source. You should be facing towards it. Never have a light source behind you, because this way you cannot clearly see your face, and there are a lot of darkness here, like all the shadows. It looks dark and sketchy. Second subsection is your background. Here you can see on my background there is a lamp, there is a tidy table, there's nothing that screams mess. So if you have your bed or part of your apartment behind you, make sure that it's clean and tidy, that nobody is walking on the background. If you're not in a cafe, of course, but if you're at home, make sure that you are not disturbed during the interview. A best option is to just be against a plain wall, but it's not necessary. Just make your room work for you, or any space that you are in. Make sure that your light source in front of you and that behind you it's clean and tidy. It shouldn't be beautiful, it shouldn't be anything but just clean. And third subsection is you. Even though it's an online interview and you are at your home, this is still an interview, so you have to look presentable, you have to look professional, you have to look like you been preparing for this meeting and that you care about this meeting. Smart casual is the best way to go. It could be any kind of shirt or like a polo t-shirt, something like this, depending again on your position, what you're applying for, like style of the company, whether they're super like official or a little bit looser. A little tips for girls: camera eats up like half of your makeup, maybe even more. To not look very plain and like you just woke up, add a little makeup, add a little color. It will not look as colorful on the camera, but you will still look put together, nice, fresh and alive. Another thing I want to mention here is your camera placement while we are on the visual stuff. If you have your laptop and you're talking from your laptop, that's okay, you're all set, just turn on your computer and you're ready to go. If you're talking from your phone, there are a few things that you should keep in mind. First, place it vertically. Your interviewer most likely is sitting in their office and looking at a laptop. So horizontal placement will give them wider, bigger image of you, which will make the connection better. Where if you place your phone vertically, they will have a smaller image and it's not as easy to see your face expressions and stuff like this. Second thing, when you're placing your phone, it should be at eye level. Don't look down on the phone because it also will create all this like shadows and like second chin and stuff like this. Just make sure it's in front of you and on eye level. Some candidates are trying to talk while holding their phone. This is an absolute worst thing that you can do. When you're looking at the image, shoot from the hand, from the other side, it looks like this. It's all shaky, it's all jumpy, it will get your employer dizzy, and this is not something that you want. So we are at our last third difference between online interview and face-to-face interview, and this one is a very obvious one. It's your absence. So you're not physically there. What does it mean? When you come to face-to-face interview, you have a few minutes while you are sitting in the lobby and waiting for interviewer to, calm your nerves, to get in the mood, to kind of start thinking on your answers. You have time to see how company works, what kind of vibe they have, and you have time to, get along with that wave. You have this time to, process and prepare. When you are at home though, the spotlight is on you from second one. As soon as camera turns on, this is it. This is your time to shine. You don't have that time, that space to put you in the right place of mind. So you have to do that yourself. When you're at home, you could be sleepy, you could be low on energy, or you could have been doing something completely different before that, and you didn't have time to switch. And this will show at the interview because they're in the office, they're in the middle of their workday, they are ready, and you should be as well. Why it's important to dress up professionally, put on makeup and get ready? Because this little simple actions, they will already kind of put you in that work spirit. So you have to make sure that you are energized, that you are like in tonus. Can you say that? Tonus. Well, you know what I mean. It also matters a lot because online interviews, especially for line positions, they tend to be a lot shorter than face-to-face interviews, and it gives you less time to make that impression. So it gives you less time to, kind of slowly walk into this interview. No, you have to be prepared before camera starts working. The main purpose of the interview is for HR manager to get to know you, to understand everything is possible about you, and your one and only goal before interview to make sure they have this opportunity. Let's say when you are just about to walk in on face-to-face interview, just open that door, you are here. With online interview, in order to get to this 0 point, you have to do all those steps that we talked about, and only after that you will have the same level of opportunities as here. And from this point forward, you will have to do all the same things for both online and face-to-face interview. Impress your employer, talk, communicate, make this connection, and make sure they love you.